Hi, my name's Adam, and this is my first O-gauge train layout. And the purpose of the video is kind of just I've been working on this thing for I'm about 5.5 months in now, and kind of just felt that I'd done enough work to make a post, show people what I had done, and take you through what I've been using to get this layout going. So. Um, Obviously, I've been using a lot of Woodland scenics building products. I think their buildings are, for if you don't want to do scratch built and you want pre-made buildings and just get it done. I think for the realism, as far as something that's widely commercially available, I think that they're head and shoulders above, Rail King or Lionel. Although I do have a couple things from Lionel. Here is a diner. Anybody that watches train videos, I'm sure, has seen that. I've got a Rail King train station, and I've got a Rail King water tower. So maybe I'll just go ahead and turn the layout on here. Got them switched in so I can turn the lights on and off, turn the signs on and off. These billboards are brand new. This is kind of what prompted me to make the video because I just think these things are so cool. Coolest thing I've added to the layout so far. These are done by Miller Engineering. You can find this guy online, but he makes real cool stuff. I love them. I think they're just the coolest thing, and I'm excited to have them. I'm planning on getting a couple more signs, one for the top of this Emporium, the corner Emporium. Want to do something up there. And then I saw a pretty cool Mr. Peanut one, which I want to put there. I'm going to have a road coming out here going out of town and kind of fading into the distance. I want to put a Mr. Peanut sign up by the roadside. So speaking of the roads, I just used builder's felt tar paper for the road, and I think it worked pretty well. I did hit it with a little bit of, I hit it with some black spray paint, and then hit it with a little bit of gray, a little bit of white, kind of rubbed it in just to give it a little bit of a weathering effect. But they're dark, but I think they look good. For the lines, I used the Woodland Scenics. They make a paint pen, which I did have a little trouble with. I love their products, but it dripped, it bled a little bit. I had to go back, rework it. Most of the mistakes were on scrap because I did work on scrap for a while before I even tried to take it to the layout. But all in all, pretty good result, I think. And I did that on the road going out of town as well. The curbs and the sidewalks I made from styrene plastic, painted it, etched in some lines. Don't know if you can really see those. But I think they came out well. I think they look really good. And I'm happy with the way the town's progressing. I want to find some traffic signals. I'm a little disappointed with what I'm seeing online in the hobby shop, whatever. I think the best I'm going to get is those MTH overhead traffic signals, which I don't love, but I just can't find anything that looks real convincing. I wish Woodland Scenics would come out with something, and in fact I sent them an email the other day. They have no plans to make them at this point. So what I did get the other day was these Woodland Scenics overhead parking lot lamps, which I just love. I think they're awesome. So that's what I've been doing. The road coming out of town, I need to make a little berm to kind of blend that into the parking lot level. But I like it. I think I can do that. I think I can make it look convincing. But basically I'm taking very, very thin corkboard in a roll that you can get at Michael's, and then I'm laying that with the builder's felt over the top, gluing it around underneath the bottom. I did want a little bit of a raised kind of road, so you would have like a berm. I don't know if I'm going to take some caulk and kind of lay it in there and paint it black, but that might work. Spread it thin with my finger, kind of create more of like a natural kind of transition between the parking lot. And as far as the ground cover and stuff, I'm just getting into that now, but I'm just using Woodland Scenics, dark green, light green, fine, coarse, clumpy bushes, whatever. And it's so easy. You look at this stuff. This is the first time I've ever done anything kind of artistic in my life. And yeah, I'm throwing up a lot of pre-made buildings and stuff, but I'm working at the ground cover, working at the ballast, things like that. And it goes a lot more smoothly, I think, than you think it would. So if you're kind of just considering getting into this hobby, it looks crazy. Some of these layouts online are just nuts. This isn't one of them, obviously. There are some layouts that just can show you what can be done, what's possible to do. You'd have to spend a lot of time doing it. I'm spending a lot of time doing it, and it's nowhere near what some of these layouts are. But I'm happy with the results. I think it's going really well, and these foam products, these Woodland Scenics, this ground cover stuff, it's easy. All you need to do is just kind of get into it. You pick it up real quick, you botch a couple things, and then you move on. You can cover anything up pretty much, and you just go about your business and keep on improving, getting better. So that's kind of what's going on there. And I think the best thing that I've done so far, as far as anything artistic and scratch built on the layout, is probably this mountain that I made. So I just stacked up that green builder's foam, like 6-7 pieces, 1 inch thick, and just carved it out with a hot foam carving knife, and then I hacked at it with a just a kitchen knife, kind of make the little rock striations and formations, and I covered the whole thing with just a spray of black latex paint and water, just a mix. Shook it up in a spray bottle, put a couple drops of dish soap in there, break the surface tension, sprayed the whole thing down with black, and then I just stood at a distance with some gray spray paint, some white spray paint, some little bit of yellow spray paint, some brown spray paint, and just kind of hit it a little bit here and there. And then I just put some of those Woodland Scenics ground covers that I was talking about right on the top of the mountain. And I think it looks good. I wish I made it a little bigger. As a matter of fact, stood up a little higher from the layout, but I plan on doing a little bit more of that as things go. And you're never done with one of these projects, so I see a lot of opportunity to add my own kind of personal touches as we go along. So got Frank's IGA, J. Frank's IGA grocery store here. Pretty cool building. Got Menard's gas station. These are both Woodland Scenics. We've got Dugan's paint store. We've got Sully's Tavern, Lionel Diner, General Store. I don't remember exactly what it's called. And the J.W. Cobbler building. Does not come lit. I gotta throw a couple lights in there, finish it off, and then the Corner Emporium, which I think is a pretty cool building. So all in all, going pretty well. Over here, I'm gonna put a couple country houses, some dirt roads. I'm gonna extend this road. It's gonna wrap down around here, come to a 4-way intersection here, and come right down through here, connect back into the town. And I'm going to actually have plans for expansion. I'm going to be ripping up these sidings here. And I'm going to be punching out through this wall and going through a finished hallway. So basically that's the start. That starts the hallway on the other side of this wall. It's going to run all the way through. It's about a 9-foot wide hallway. And then it's going to break into another utility room that I have on the other side of the house. Loop around. It's going to come in at bridge level, loop around, go down, come back out at table level, and back through the hallway and into this room. And then I do have another separate elevated loop, which I already built. It's in the other room. Just to run independently. I'm going to run this Lionel Legacy steamer up there with the Bethlehem coal cars, just independently. So it's going to be pretty cool. So this can all get ripped out because I have a full-on operating yard. Some of these sidings are 8-9 feet long. I got plenty of storage for engines. We can run totally independent of the main line. So I'm pretty excited about that. So maybe this winter kick off that project and see how it goes. So that's going to be great. As far as my power supply, I'm using the Z4000. I'm running conventional right now. This thing's obviously a beast. I'm sure anybody watching this video would know. This is a very, very cool transformer. Got a lot of power. And I'm using fastrack for the track. So fastrack is great. It's easy, especially for somebody just getting into the hobby. Everything just snaps together. Specific curve radiuses, specific lengths. You don't have to think too much. You can, use that SCARM software like I used. Although I didn't use it for this layout, I kind of just started building. So just one thing happened after another, and I kept kind of expanding. This table didn't even look anything like this, as a matter of fact. It was much smaller. Had a big U cut out, just really ran along the wall when I started. But of course, once you get into this, more room is better, obviously. So as far as the wiring goes underneath the table, I got all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, it's a mess, but I know what everything is. When I expand, I plan on doing things a little bit differently. I wanted neat, tight wiring. I thought I could do it, but I just being the first kind of venture at this, I had no idea what I was getting into. Just no idea. So one thing led to another, kept adding stuff, and it just turned into a jungle. So again, I know what everything is, but you know, I'll try to be neater when I go into the next room. I'm also going to add DCS and possibly TMCC tied into the DCS, or maybe Legacy when I go into that expansion, so I can run a couple trains on one track, and you know, just a lot of flexibility with the computer system. So with the command control. As far as engines, I pretty much went with MTH. I kind of made the decision. I want to run DCS. MTH has a lot available. There's a lot online. I think they have nice engines. The price for their, you know, Lionel for their high-end stuff is awesome. They make beautiful, beautiful high-end stuff. It's expensive. You pay for it. I think it's worth it. But MTH, you know, you can get a pretty solid engine for, you know, less than you could buy Lionel for, and their electronics are great. These things could pull me around the track, and I've just really have no complaints about it. So here I've got this F3 ABA Electromotive, this green engine here. That's an MTH Premier. I've got the ES44AC diesel, the Penzi, and that's MTH Rail King Imperial. This is just the Lionel train that came with the ready to run. The basic oval that got me started on all this. So this thing is not even really cut out for, you know, the incline and things that I got going on this track. So I don't run that anymore. And then I do have this this Lionel steamer, which it's beautiful. You know, the diesels run a little bit smoother, but this thing runs great up on that elevated loop, blows great smoke, looks good, and it's powerful. It'll pull. So that's pretty much what I got going on. Again, five and a half months in, loving it. I just love the hobby. Can't say enough about it. Hopefully I'll be able to give, you know, future updates, you know, as I work along, and, you know, get better at it and kind of hone my skills and see what happens. But I think, you know, once I bust through into that other room, it's going to open up a whole nother world. So going to be nuts. I'm pretty pumped about it. Anyway, I think I'll, you know, give a little run into the trains. If anybody wants to stick around and see it, this video is getting kind of long, but I'm going to do that next, and thanks for watching.